My autistic brother ruined his reputation in front of the whole family, and I've never smiled so hard. My brother Freddie has autism, and because of this, our mother sheltered him his whole life. I remember being 14 asking Freddie if he wanted to come bowling with me and my friends for my birthday. His face lit up, but Mom stepped in before he could answer. No, he can't handle that many people. But it's just pizza and bowling. What could go wrong? Normal kids play too rough. He'll get hurt. I saw Freddie's face fall when she said the word normal. I tried to argue. Mom, he's 12. He'll be fine. I know what's best for him. She always knew what was best for him. He wasn't allowed to watch movies rated above PG-13. Too scary for someone like you. He wasn't allowed to sleep over at friends' houses. What if something happens and I'm not there? He wasn't allowed to make his own decisions about anything. Not even the cereal he ate. Whenever he tried, she'd sit him down and explain she was only doing this because she loved him. Tell him he had limitations and should be grateful someone was looking out for him. Freddie came into adulthood as a man-child who couldn't function. When he attempted sleeping over at his friend's house at 20, he almost burned down their apartment, left a cardboard box on a heated stove when nobody was looking. Mom smiled when he walked through the door. See, he needs me. She gave him a bedtime, a nap time, rules for everything. He was 20 years old and she was still cutting the crust off his sandwiches. Then one night, Mom put a plate down in front of Freddie. Chicken nuggets on one side, vegetables on the other. He reached for a nugget. She slapped his hand. Vegetables first. He stared at her. I'm 20. I'm doing this because I love you. Vegetables first. Something in his face changed. He didn't argue. He just stood up, grabbed the edge of the table, and flipped it. Food everywhere. Glass shattering. Mom screaming. Freddie walked out the front door and didn't look back. We tried to find him. Filed a missing persons report, but the police told us he was an adult. They'd spoken to him. He didn't want contact. Mom called me crying every night for a month. After everything I did for him, everything I sacrificed. This is how he repays me? She never once asked if he was okay. Then 14 months later, I was scrolling through my phone when I saw Freddie's face. His mugshot. He'd held up a 7-Eleven at gunpoint. He wanted Skittles and didn't have money. 5 years in prison. I called Mom to tell her. Well, this is what happens when he doesn't have me. I hope he's happy now. She didn't visit him. Not once. Nobody heard from him for 10 years. Then last Christmas, an email appeared in my inbox from Freddie. I'm sorry for everything. Prison changed me. I want to make things right. Can I host Christmas Eve this year? Please give me one chance. I showed it to my sister. We decided to give him a shot. When Mom found out, her whole demeanor changed. She seemed so excited. The morning of Christmas Eve, she called me. I'm wearing my white dress. The nice one, okay? I just want to look good when I see him. She paused. I also printed out some resources. Group homes, assisted living facilities, just in case he needs help getting back on his feet. She couldn't wait to be proven right. We pulled up to his apartment complex. It wasn't fancy, but it was clean, well kept. We walked up to his door. I knocked. A woman answered. Mid-30s, warm smile. You must be his sisters. I'm Diane. Come in, come in. The apartment smelled like garlic and rosemary. Freddie came around the corner wearing an apron. He smiled and hugged us, took our jackets, led us to the dining table. Honey glazed ham, mashed potatoes, green beans with almonds. Diane pointed at each dish. Freddie made these. Mom's face was frozen. She sat down slowly, didn't say a word. Halfway through dinner, she finally spoke. So Freddie, how are you affording all this? He smiled. I work at a furniture warehouse. Started part-time, now I'm floor manager. And they just gave you that position? Diane cut in. He earned it. He's the hardest worker there. Mom looked at Diane, then back at Freddie. She went quiet. A few minutes later, Mom tried again. You know, I brought some pamphlets, group homes, resources, just in case you need. I'm okay, Mom, but thank you. He said it so calmly. No anger, no resentment, just peace. That's when I noticed my sister's face change. Her eyes went wide. Her hand went to her throat. She tried to cough, but nothing came out. She stood up, knocking her chair backward. She was choking. Everyone froze. Mom just sat there, staring, not moving. The woman who spent 20 years preventing every possible danger didn't know what to do when one actually happened. But Freddie was already moving. He got behind my sister, wrapped his arms around her midsection, and pulled. A piece of ham flew out of her mouth, sailed across the table, and landed directly on Mom's white dress. Red grease splattered across the fabric. My sister gasped for air. Diane rushed over to help her sit down. Mom looked at her dress. This was $300. The room went silent. My sister was still catching her breath, tears running down her face, and Mom was looking at a stain. My sister spoke first, still breathing heavy. He just saved my life. Your daughter was choking to death. He's the only one who moved. And you're upset about a dress? Mom didn't say anything. Freddie walked over to her, calm. I'll pay for the dry cleaning.